Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's the Crypto Flight Edition. Your fellow passenger here joining you guys. Today we're going to do the same thing we do every single day, the daily BTC price predictions. So if you're new, be sure to subscribe as we go along with the content here if you find it interesting. Every single day we go over the BTC price action, play by play, from the 12-hour up to the weekly. So that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. And if that piques your interest, then stick around to the end and let's not waste any time. Let's just dive into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's November the 1st, 2020. The current price of BTC is $13,700, down about 0.5% for the day. Okay, it's like we're getting a little volatility there. All right, so this is the same thing that we're looking at here, guys. Let's just erase some lines. For those of you just joining us, we were just simply waiting to see BTC clear 13,700. We were looking for a breach or a test of that level somewhere around this area here between October 29th to October the 30th. And it looks like on this candle here, October the 31st, Halloween, we got a candles to breach that level, and that's basically what we finally have been waiting for. Now, as we mentioned on the last video, one of two things were to be expected, because now, okay, let's just erase these lines here. We've already breached that. Too many lines. All right. So since we have exceeded that level, then now what we're looking at is, the last video I just pointed out a parabolic curve on the daily, and of course the resistance line, which is this ascending red line here. And one of two things needed to happen. It needs to breach and above 14,000, preferably like 14,200 or higher with volume, and continue the trend to make a higher low somewhere in the trend, right? Somewhere that's kind of maybe even the previous level of resistance, which is at 13,700. You know, something like that I was looking for it to play out, one or the other, bullish case or the bearish case. So it looks like the selling interest, the bearish case, is trying to play out. Now, this is where it's very, very important. Let's just go back to the video and take a listen at what I said, that what needs to happen, and I still stand firmly by this, on the previous video. So let's just take a listen here and hear what I said on that video. Here is follow. So those are the two levels, and that's what I'm going to leave you guys out on. My prediction for the next 24, 48 hours, even up to 72 hours from today. I'm going to say that BTC needs to breach and exceed 14,000, or it needs to close below this parabolic curve here, and at that point the selling interest would have a unique opportunity to push the price down. But the selling interest literally has to do it within 72 hours, because what's going to happen is, if the selling interest actually successfully, because I've seen this happen before, if the selling interest is able to successfully get a daily candles body below this parabolic curve, that would then, and only then, is when they would have their opportunity / setup to push the price down. Because remember, guys, what we do is we pay attention to this purple line. Okay, so when that happens, literally they have up to 72 hours to make their move, because if they are not able to follow through with an impulse leg to the downside and meet and breach through 13,200, the buyers are going to step back in, and they're going to actually push the price above this previous resistance level right here, and it's just going to go up. So that's basically what I was saying. Okay, so as of now, it looks like the selling interest has successfully, assuming that I have my parabolic curve correct. Okay, I mean, so that's like, you know, I guess, you know, it's adjustable, right? But assuming that I have my parabolic curve correct, now the selling interest is trying to set up a move to the downside, because notice we got a daily candles body to close below the parabolic curve. And as I mentioned, they have less than 72 hours from this candle. So let's just call it 1, on the one I just circled, 2, 3. If by November the 4th, BTC has not successfully pushed the price near or below the previous resistance level, and I'm going to consider that $13,200 approximately, somewhere there. Okay, I'm going to assume that the sellers are going to smell an opportunity, or since an opportunity to continue the momentum to the upside. Because again, all the sellers are trying to do is seize an opportunity to push the price to the downside. And once they have their opportunity to push to the downside, and they do not maximize on that opportunity, then the time will be up, and the price will need to go one of two ways: sideways or up, and that's it. And the trend is to the upside. There is no denying that. Okay. So again, guys, I'm no permeable. I'm just going by simply this previous resistance level, which is here, this ascending line here. I mean, it's very clear. Ever since, let's see here, October the 21st, BTC has been getting successfully rejected and closing candles bodies below this red resistance level. I can't make this stuff up. This is very clear to see. And ever since October the 22nd, on this candle here, BTC has been finding candles body support on this parabolic curve up until November the 1st. So here is the point where the sellers have an opportunity to attempt to change the trend. Okay, the trend is up. There is no denying that, guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. Okay, you can zoom out, and it's very clear to see from March 2020, the trend is up. Low, higher high. We got a low here, higher low. We got a higher high here, higher low, and we're up against a higher high right now. I may not have said this one right, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's walking up the stairs. BTC is walking up the stairs. Okay, so as long as BTC respects the previous low at about $10,000, the trend is still your friend until the end, like the saying goes. Okay, but on a shorter term basis, I'm going to take into consideration, and we all should, I think, this daily setup here with the parabolic curve and the resistance line. Now, I can't really give so far the price action is below the purple line, so it has bearish potential. But I truly think that the sellers really, if they want to take control or even have an opportunity to take control at this point, they really need to step in with some real momentum to the downside. And unfortunately, I don't think, let's just say hypothetically, okay, we do get some sort of barriers breached below here and the price gets down to like 13,200. I honestly think, from the way that I'm looking at everything, the point of control is still near $13,000. And I think it would be a pretty interesting challenge for the sellers to get the price below 13,000 at this point. I'm looking for some sort of sideways consolidation for at least a minimum of 15 days. So let's call it just over 2 weeks. I personally would like to see consolidation, but who cares what I like to see? Okay, this is BTC. This is the actual market. It's going to do what it wants to do. But me personally, to see a healthy move to continue the trend to the upside, I would like to see consolidation. And that's just me. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say I could be totally wrong about that, but looking at it from a practical standpoint, when you have moves like this to the upside, breaching through these higher barriers in such a short period of time, I think it's a good idea for the price to take a breather. And I think ever since October the 21st, it hasn't been breathing at all. It's just going up, right? The trend has been up. I mean, with the exception of all of this price action, I'm just simply speaking from this break up here on October the 21st, the price has only been going up to the upside. And of course, with volatility involved, up and down, but for the most part, it's been going up. So I would like to see some breathing here for BTC. And that's basically what I can see here, guys. But again, the sellers have a unique opportunity, and they have to do it within 72 hours. Otherwise, they're not going to have a chance, and the price is going to simply probably breach through $14,000 here in a short period of time. I don't see why it wouldn't do it before the middle of November. So let's call it like November the 14th, 15th. That's something that we should all be paying attention to and I guess be looking forward to. But the challenge for BTC right now, as far as what I can see here on the daily, is going to be this red line of resistance here. It needs to breach, exceed this level, and potentially use it as support here in the short term if we get a nice move to the upside to look something like that. Okay. So that's what I'm going to say on this video. For those of you who are just tuning in with us, we'll probably put a link to the video where we predicted BTC. It's possible for BTC to reach $16,000 to $18,000 in 2020. Okay. Probably one of the very few people who have made that prediction this year, and I still stand very firm on that. Although we have less than 60 days to accomplish this, we're $3,000 away from $16,000, about $5,000 away from $18,000, and I'm still going to stand firm on that prediction until 2021 is here upon us. Okay, so in closing here, let me just go ahead and leave you guys with my actual thesis here, if it isn't clear enough. I'm going to give BTC about 48 hours. Okay, we got 20 hours to, 20 hours to close on this daily candle. Did we pull up the 12 hour? Let's just go look back in the 12 hours. Just see what we got here. Okay, let's pull up some volume as well. Guys, if you like the content so far, go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoy the content. And let's see here. 12 hour has also breached below that parabolic curve. So the volume looks fair. All right, guys. So I'm going to say, I think I did mention on the previous video as well that 13,200. Let's see. Let's move this line up. That was a line in the sand for me, 13,000. So let's move it up here. 13,200. And I think we were saying we're going to be wedged in this area here. 13,200 up to 13,700. It may have even been a smaller range, honestly. I think it was something like that. 13,400. I'm not sure, guys. I put out so many videos, but I'm pretty sure it was 13,200 and 13,700. And yeah, BTC could be within this range here potentially before it makes its next move. Could be to the upside or the downside. I just need to see consolidation. I would love to see some consolidation here. I know I said that many times here, but that's what I'm seeing here, guys. Where's the stochastic RSI? The RSI is coming out the high. Yeah, guys. Give me about 48 hours. I'm going to stop back in here with you guys. We're probably going to get some volatility. Don't be surprised if you see the price wick all the way down to, 36, 35, potentially even $13,200. I think I said 36. 13,600, 13,500, or potentially even as low as 13,200. That was the previous level of resistance, approximately. So that's what I'm going to say. BTC should be within 13,200 up to 13,700 within the next 48 hours. And then we could just stop back in and see how the charts are playing out to determine where it's going to be. But let's see here. What did I say? The daily. We're closing things out here, guys. On the daily here. Yeah, so before November the 4th or before November the 5th, we should have a pretty clear understanding of where BTC could be potentially heading. I'm still going to predict that we should be within this range, 13,200 and below 13,700 by November the 4th and November the 5th. So that's my prediction, guys. We'll be within this range here for the next 48 up to 72 hours. And that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something there. Be sure to leave an appropriate thumb below the video. Leave a comment as well saying that how we can improve the channel and other things. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Napoleon Macro. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. New subscribers, loyal subscribers. I appreciate your loyalty and your support for the channel. Noobs, welcome in here. And be sure to click that video that popped on the screen. Be sure we're staying consistent with our thesis here on the channel. And that's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and be sure to take care of yourselves. Have a good day.